What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and today I'm going to go over what I have been mining and why I've turned on my entire farm, how I'm going to hopefully be able to compensate for that because it is mining at a loss, and my plans a little bit for the future. That being said, I was going to be doing a video on the Intel A750 hash rates for Dynex coin or DNX. Unfortunately, I'm getting an error. I'll throw that up. If you guys know how to solve this error, let me know. I will be talking to the Discord members in the SRB miner section of the DNX Discord just to see if we can get it figured out and get it sorted. I did also install it into a rig with Hive OS installed, and I tried to manually install the Intel drivers. Unfortunately, that wasn't gonna fly either, and I just kept getting the generic like Intel GPU notice in yellow. So unfortunately that wasn't working either. So I figured, well, we still need to make a video today. Well, I'll show everybody why I turned on all my farm and you know what things we're mining. Right now it's pretty cool outside, so that's why I'm also taking advantage of this, because once it moves into the summer months, it's quite possible that I turn off a lot more hardware because I still have ventilation issues and haven't really gotten to that point of being able to reinvest to take care of that. Plus, we're also going to be having the power cost go up in the summer months as well by at least 1.5 cents. It may go up more just depending on, of course, what they decide to do at my particular location for the power costs and the additional fees that they've been adding. Last time it went all the way up to like 16 cents a kilowatt hour in the summer. Right now I'm sitting somewhere between 12 and 13 cents a kilowatt hour, and the weather is cool. So all of these issues are why I decided to go ahead and turn on now, even though we're technically mining at a loss. Let's get into it right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. I recently launched a crypto mining e-course at sonofatech.com, and it includes 9 steps to cover when you decide to start your crypto mining journey. This is specifically pertaining to 2023 crypto mining profits and taking advantage of the down market to achieve skyrocketing growth as we move into the next halving of Bitcoin. You'll learn buying mining equipment in a bear market, using outside investment to speculative mine, begin mining once profit is established, sell mine crypto to pay for electricity, hold and prep for the bull run, sell at the top of the bull market, sell mining equipment at the top of the bull market, and begin investing in land and power so that you can bring in outside investors to utilize excess resources. Thanks everybody for your support, and I hope you enjoy the course. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Welcome back, everybody. So popping right into the dashboard in Hive, you can see essentially that we have 12 workers online. I do have 88 GPUs online. Technically, I have, 140 GPUs. So we are running a little bit short compared to the entire farm. And part of that's due to just regular maintenance that still needs to be done on some rigs and some stuff like that. I pretty much have all of the cards that are, ready to go, 100% been refurbished, that sort of thing running right now. And that just reduces, of course, headache and rig reboots and all that sort of thing, right? And we're using about 11,230 watts, 11.23 kilowatt hours here. That is at the daily cost, going to be $40.32 total. We have some Litecoin being tracked here at 503.8 mega hash a second on an L3 Plus. I'm running it in the low power mode. And then we also have 16.56 gigahash of Kaspa. That is all mining to a local node, and we're using the Stratum from basically One More B Smith, who also has given us the Docker Compose for the Kaspa or for the Grafana dashboard here. You can see it here. And then we have all of the AMD rigs running on DNX or Dynex coin. Most of these you can see have been running for a while. We just stood up the Kaspa yesterday. Other than we do technically have yet another Kaspa miner running on an Ubuntu machine, and that is an FPGA. So this Kaspa rate is another like 2.4 gigahash. So really even it out to about 19 gigahash, almost 20 gigahash on Kaspa. And then we have Dynex, we have 12.66 kilohash a second. And Bitcoin, we have 23.12 terahash a second. However, I do have a koi miner that is not in this dashboard that's running, basically another 96 to 98 terahash a second. That being said, both of them are solo mining, so they're kind of at a loss right now. They've just been running solo on CK Pool. I have also been playing with my own kind of node for Bitcoin as well to solo mine with. We'll talk about that once I get all the kinks worked out with that one, because I've had some issues there. And that is pretty much what we got running, right? All of these are doing really, really well. The reason why we put NVIDIA on Kaspa is because they frankly don't perform that well on Dynex right now. And we're waiting for updates from SRB Miner to get the performance that is advertised and still be able to run them on CPUs that are lower end. That does mean we're taking about a 10% loss on all of these AMD rigs because they're running an octo miner, so it takes about 10% off of the total hash rate across the board. So we could technically, if we could move the work off to CPUs, we could get more hash rate, but that's probably not something I'm going to do at this point. And we'll just have to see if there's something better for these rigs in the future. So if we take a look at the Dynex mining pool, over the past 24 hours, we've had an average hash rate of 11.59 kilohash per second, which is pretty dang close to the 12.66 reported in HiveOS, which means that yes, SRB Miner on these AMD rigs is showing pretty fantastically close to what is getting reported in the pool. So I've been pretty happy with that. In fact, if we run the hash rate calculator on this as well, we are getting the same payout that is expected, between 105 to 120. It was 120 for a while. It's gone down as the difficulty of the network has gone up, but this is paying out as expected. We're going to be talking about liquidating Dynex in a later video because it is quite complicated. And I'm still really kind of waiting on Zerg Pool with their auto convert to Bitcoin to come out so that we can, or for them to actually have the Malib endpoint. So we get both the hash rate proper reports in Zerg Pool, but also get that Bitcoin auto conversion to make the swapping out of this Dynex a little bit easier. Now, this is essentially the dashboard that I was talking about earlier. You can spin this up a bit with a GitHub from One More B Smith. It uses Docker Compose. If you'd like a guide on this, let me know in the comment section below. It's pretty easy. We've had this up for 20 hours now, and we've only had, well, to be honest, actually, this has only been running for, I forget how long. It's not been running for 20 hours because we were running those Kaspa rigs on another pool before yesterday evening. So it's really only been running since about maybe 5 o'clock yesterday, 5:30, something along those lines, which means really we've not even had, I guess we've had about 12 to 16 hours so far. We've had one block mined. Technically, we had 3 blocks that were advertised as mined, but we did end up having, 2 not be accepted. So we only ended up getting 1. We'll have to see how our node is performing and seeing if we can actually get the advertised 8.61. We were getting, when mining to a pool, about 760 something a day, something along those lines. Now we're only getting, this 200, the block reward, the 246 so far. So hopefully we start hitting some more blocks. If not, I have some strategies to hopefully speed this up and get us, basically more blocks, and we'll talk about what my ideas and plans around that are at a later date too. But this is functioning pretty well. We're going to let it run for a while, see how it goes. Other than that, we do have some additional miners outside of that we've been running. We are running an iPolo Mini at 300 mega hash a second on FLR. And that is over on Crazy Pool. This is just started yesterday. I was solo mining Ethereum Classic with this particular unit prior to this. So we're really going to have to give it a little bit of time, see how it plays out. And also there's not really any listings for this either. So we'll talk about FLR in a completely separate video. +1 down below if this is what you'd like me to talk about. Once again, the potential for, of course, content is going to be building out the stratum for Kaspa so that you can connect, LOL miner and that sort of thing to it, as well as your Team Red miner for all of that. And then, of course, the other video will be talking about FLR and a little bit about what that is. It's an ETH hash coin. And of course, you're going to want to be sticking probably with ASICs at this point on these, in my humble opinion. Then we are also mining Siacoin or Siacoin. Excuse me, I always like to say Siacoin, but we're mining Siacoin. We have an HS Lite miner. And then we have a tiny little HS box. We converted those over to the Siacoin as opposed to Handshake, and we have a guide on that on the channel as well, so you can look at that if you're interested. And really, we're getting about, I believe, 507 Siacoin a day. It's not that great, right? So if we go to like CoinMarketCap and we look at the price of Siacoin, I didn't actually run a calculator on this. It's 0.4 of a penny effectively. So getting 5 a day is not that great, or 500 a day is not that great, but it is something that we are running. It is more profitable than Handshake, so that's really the note there. And it does have pretty easy platforms to convert it on. So for example, Siacoin is on crypto.com for direct deposits, which makes it pretty easy to do. And then we have our Kadena miners here. I did run these through a calculator. They were very profitable. We have the KD Box 2. This is running at the full power mode right now. So you can see the average on this really is only about 4.89, 4.9. Low power mode seems to be the way to go. We'll be talking about that later on for the review of the KD Box 2. And then we have the IB Link BMK3. I do have it running at full power right now. So you can see over the past 24 hours, about 70 terahash a second. However, that does use 3,300 watts. So if we looked at the calculator, we are going to have to bring these miners down to make them profitable. As they currently sit, they're losing $2 a day, right? So we're paying $2 a day to run these. So at this point, I am going to take these down a notch and get them on a low power setting. And then that will hopefully help us bring it into comparability to the KA3. As far as I understand, that does come true as far as power to hash rate on both the KD Box 2 and the IB Link BMK3. So we can get them hash to watt range of the KA3, which will at least help us stay competitive and hopefully make them a little bit more profitable than they currently are. So that's something that I've been looking at lately. I did calculate out like everything that's running on the system now as far as just everything that was in Hive. And that does include like Bitcoin that I put in here, but I wouldn't really look at it just to compensate for the amount of power. I put all the power under one coin, Kaspa, and you can see that power cost is putting us at $35 a day. And unfortunately, what that means is that we're losing $14 a day. And this was profitable actually for a while, and now we're not profitable. A lot of this does come down to the fact that Dynex difficulty is skyrocketing, and then we also have the issue of Kaspa difficulty skyrocketing. There is some options of possibly going to Lithium instead of Kaspa, because if we look at like hashrate.no here and we go to the GPU calculators, you can see that alpha has become profitable on the 4090 and so on. If we look at like maybe a popular GPU that I have a lot of here, the NVIDIA GPUs, it does look like alpha is more profitable right now. This does say at 13 cents a kilowatt hour, but like you can tell when we actually run out the power, it's not pointing out to be profitable over our whole farm, even though Dynex should be profitable. I will be looking a little bit more at each one of these individually and seeing, you know, where we're at. But so far we're spending about $16 a day in power, but we are accumulating crypto, and I'll have to see if I can eat those costs or not. I mean, that's the plan right now, but with it being cool outside, at least for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be running them, because at the end of the day, I'm basically just paying that to mine them, right? And that's pretty much where we're at. So there you go. I used the hash rate converter here to convert some of those things. I had to look up power rates just to make sure I was accurate on these. Like, we'll take this down to the 3.5 terahash with the 260 watts instead of this one up here. Some stuff like that is what we'll definitely be looking into. So there's everything that I'm mining right now. We are not profitable. Like you can see, we're losing about $16 a day. And, you know, I invest another like $13 or so a day into just buying Bitcoin as well. It is possible that we could just purchase the Bitcoin instead, or the cryptocurrency instead, but I'd rather be mining, especially because it doesn't always prove out to be accurate that you are losing money on that day, right? The market at any given time is going up and down. And so when we were way up for a little while, everything was looking profitable, you know, on Monday, and then it doesn't look profitable today. That's just kind of the nature of the beast when we're in the bear market right now. And I'm not freaking out about it too much, as long as I'm in the position to be able to cover those costs, right? So we did in the crypto mining e-course include a mining farm budget template that is in Google Docs. If you want to purchase the mining e-course, you can check it out at sonofatech.com, and it includes that, as well as template emails for reaching out for investment. All that sort of stuff is over there, and as well as, you know, the 9 steps and basically my plan for capitalizing on purchasing hardware during the bear market and moving into the bull run and selling the equipment. That's kind of where we're at. Other than that, you can also check out sonofatech.locals.com for day-to-day, minute-to-minute moves on the mining farm. I talk about a lot of stuff over there early, so definitely become a member over there if you're interested. So we've gone from back in 2021 making over $400 a day on less equipment to 2023 losing $16 a day with more equipment. It is what it is. This is the life of a miner. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you next Tuesday.